Hi, you guys. Welcome back to Rocket City Yardstead. It has been a very busy week. On top of just, normal life stuff, I've done so much canning. I canned so many peaches in just apple juice. And also, I got 32 pounds of cherries from Azure Standard. I canned a whole bunch of them. I ended up with 26 pints. One of my pint jars, I over tightened the lid, and so it popped in the canner. That was fun. It was really messy. But 26 pints, plus I have about 12 pounds of cherries that I pitted and put in the freezer. But with everything that's been going on and how busy I've been, it's actually been about 3 days since I've been out to the garden. And so I need to go look and see if there's anything to harvest and just kind of take a peek at everything. So I thought we could do that together. I finally made it out here. I didn't actually know it was going to be raining today, but you can see we have some very tiny, sad little red jalapenos. These plants, they are just so yellow and lacking in something. I'm not exactly sure what. We added some fertilizer a couple of days ago and they're starting to turn green. I'm hoping the rain is going to help, but a soil test is definitely necessary because we have got to take care of this soil and get it healthy. It's starting to rain again. Hopefully we can finish harvesting things, but I wanted to show you, look at these okra. This is why you don't wait multiple days to come out to the garden because this is ridiculous. But I wanted to ask you guys, do you know what would cause this? A lot of my okra has these little curls to them, and I don't know if it's maybe some kind of bug damage or what. Maybe it's just a quirk of the plant, but a whole lot of them are doing that. Even like I have one, let me show you. It's really little hanging out. So let's see, move the flower out of the way a little bit. You see, that's a really little okra and it's already curled like that. But aren't those flowers so lovely? They're just beautiful. They're actually related, I believe, to hibiscus and marshmallow. So it's not surprising they have beautiful flowers, but I just love to look at them. And we get the okra. My serrano plants are loaded with red peppers. And I'm very excited to have these. I have just been taking the top off of my peppers and popping them in a freezer bag. And I'm just waiting to have enough so I can make a batch of hot sauce. Sometimes that ends up being in the winter that I finally get around to it, like this last year. You guys saw we made some hot sauce together. But I just take all of my red serranos, my cayennes, my jalapenos, and put them in that freezer so we can save them. Oh, can you guys hear how heavy that rain is getting? So you guys, look at these. Aren't they pretty? These purple cayennes I have. I don't know. I don't know what it will do color-wise to my hot sauce if I add them, but we may just have to find out. We're going to have to come back out here later because it is full-blown raining now. I'm only getting a little reprieve because I'm under one of the shade cloths and it's still making it through. So we'll come back out later when there's another break in the rain. But here's what we've harvested so far. The rain has stopped for now, so I am going to do some more harvesting and test. Not quite ready. I keep checking my Georgia candy roasters, which just won't stop, you guys. Look, we have more. And seeing if they're ready. Oh, that one was definitely not. My fingernail went right through that guy. But you just do the fingernail test on them if you don't know. You're just looking to see if it's hardened enough, and your fingernail should not leave an indent if it's ready to come off. But none of these are ready yet. I have harvested 3 or 4 butternut squash so far. They were ready, which was fantastic. But these plants are definitely starting to look sad. I need to do some pruning here to free up my flowers because these are gorgeous and I want them to all be visible. And they've reached the top. They've actually met in the middle now. But we just keep getting more Georgia candy roasters. I think we have some green beans we can harvest. These plants have not been the healthiest. I definitely need to do some figuring out what needs to be done for the soil in these beds. It is so interesting to me, though, that things like the squash plants have done amazing in this new soil, and so many other things have not. I don't know if they just require different nutrients or what the deal is, but I did order a soil test, and so we are going to test the soil in these beds and see what we need to do to get them to optimal soil health. I think this is really fun. I'm standing where our greenhouse will eventually go, but behind me, you can see our butternut squash has come across, and then from this side, the Georgia candy roasters, and they have met in the middle and have come all the way across this big open area. And our butternuts are still trying to put on more butternuts, so that's exciting. I think we might have some more butternut squash that are ready to go in, so I wanted to test them. Yep, I think that one's ready. And it's got all kinds of squash bugs hanging out. Can you see them? So I think it's better if we can take it in anyway. This one's newer, so I'm guessing it's not quite ready. I don't know. Not really leaving anything there. I think I'm going to take it too. This has just been, without a doubt, the best winter squash year I've ever had. Even though the plants are definitely looking worse for wear at this point, we just have so many butternut squash from 3 plants. There's one right there. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. We love butternut squash, and I have tried multiple years, so this is very exciting. Ooh, you guys, look. This is a really nice big loofah right here. Got another little baby down there. And a couple down here as well. Somehow I think this is more loofah than we're actually going to need. We'll see how they actually do and when we peel them and stuff, but I may have to offer them to neighbors because I don't know that we really need that much loofah in our lives. But I love it. I love how full the trellis is, even though there is damage on it from some of the bugs. It's just really lovely. It's been about a week and a half now since we put the shade cloths up, and my mom was out here fertilizing this section. And I wanted to show you guys these pepper plants. You can see how sad they were, but they have put on all of this new growth. We're starting to get new flower buds. So this soil is definitely lacking, but giving it the nutrition is helping tremendously. This tomato's starting to turn, so we're going to take it because we've had so much trouble with the leaf-footed bugs damaging our tomatoes. The rain has started up again. Oh, nasty stink bug. Oh, that's a bummer. Somebody ate into this tomato. Let's see, we've got a couple more. No. Well, this is a good one. I need to dig through here and check on all the tomatoes. Oh, geez. Oh, I don't know what that's not a hornworm. I don't know what this is, but you guys, look, that's not good. I'll check it out in the middle of the yard and hope a bird eats that tomato. That's normally what I do with the hornworms. Oh, there's a little damage of some kind, but we have this big, beautiful pineapple tomato. We're going to need to eat it because there's a little bit of damage on it. I need to get out here and tie my tomatoes up again. Kind of hard when you get into processing season. You spend so much time in the kitchen that you don't have as much time for actually doing the gardening work. Look at these beautiful cherry tomatoes I found, you guys. I haven't had great luck with these this year. They have all just been really bug damaged, or these plants in particular, these are a pink bumblebee, have been really susceptible to fungal diseases. But this handful is gorgeous, and I have to get back here into the jungle, but I've spotted oh, something got it. I'm so sad. It was a Cherokee purple, but something got to it and this whole side is rotten. I'm going to put it down there and hope that maybe it'll rot and put seeds out and we'll get some volunteers next year. The morning glories have come back with a vengeance. But we have had multiple beautiful Cherokee purples off of this plant. So not the end of the world. It's just the nature of organic gardening. I think that you end up with plants and tomatoes that get bug eaten and damaged. I am looking. I was out here the other day and there was a hornworm right at eye level. So where there's one, it's not uncommon for there to be more. But I'm not seeing any more damage. While we're here, I'm going to turn you guys and show you something I'm so excited about. Last year we had a volunteer maypop and it got eaten down by the caterpillars before it ever was able to really do anything. This year the caterpillars were a lot later, and let me show you. We actually have some passion fruit on these plants. Isn't that amazing? There's one, two, there's at least two. I think maybe there's a third one. But the caterpillars did show up. So you guys, this is a pretty small one, but this is what the Gulf fritillary butterflies caterpillars look like. And they are all over this maypop vine. You can see what the leaves look like here. But this is why I was so excited to have this vine, because these are a native caterpillar and this is their host plant. And in the fall especially, we have so many of these caterpillars in our garden that I love to have the host plant for them here in the garden. So we'll see how this plant does. I did not expect it to be so healthy this year because last year it didn't make it very far. And so if I need to, I might have to transplant it next year. But we'll just see how this all goes. Oh, I found a really big one, you guys. Trying not to get too close. They are gnarly and kind of scary if you don't know what they are. They are not venomous like other caterpillars that are all spiky or the fuzzy ones are. They just look scary to ward off other things. Well, this is ridiculous, and I really need to just pull some of this basil, but I have to find the time to get out here. But I can't really see my eggplants, so I have to dig through. There are some eggplants in here, but none of them are quite ready. We made a huge batch of baba ganoush the other day with the eggplants we had harvested. Ooh, I just saw another passion fruit. That's exciting. I do want to check and see if we have any green beans in here. We had been so hot that the green beans were dropping all of their flowers, but we got a nice reprieve almost immediately after that. Yep, they're not big enough yet, but oh, that went right in my eye. Not big enough yet, but I am starting to see more green beans. So maybe in a few more days. So you guys have to see where this pumpkin decided it was gonna grow. It put out part of a branch through the cattle panel, and then it's growing right there. There's no way I can move it, so I'm just gonna have to let it do its thing and we'll see if it's able to get bigger. So I'm looking for more tomatillos since I found this one. Our tomatillos have put on a ton of new green growth since we fertilized. Look at how lush and green that is, and it's covered in flowers. So I'm hoping we're gonna get a harvest off of here, but the leaf-footed bugs love these. They're just relentless. Trying to see if I can find one I can show you. Do you see all these holes? I come out here and I see them poking holes and they just suck the fruit dry and it rots and shrivels up inside. So I need to figure out what to do here. But there's a lot of potential tomatillos out here. Here is a good look at my green beans. They all started putting on after the heat broke. We have all of these lovely clusters. See if I can find a good angle. You see all of those right there? I'm hoping we still have a good green bean harvest coming, but not many ready right now. We are sort of in what I would call the lull period of the summer. I don't know if everybody gets this where you live, but things have put on their first flush of beans or tomatoes or whatever it is. And then we pick that stuff and then it sort of has to reboot itself for the rest of the summer. And so I'm pretty happy with this harvest here in this lull period. Got a couple of butternuts, a handful of green beans, some cherry tomatoes, some bigger tomatoes, and we'll enjoy this produce. So thanks for hanging out with me today in my garden, even though it's been a little bit rainy today. You can probably tell from my glasses. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Bye.